Okay, we should be live. Decided to go live a few minutes early. If anybody even cares, honestly. I mean, this whole thing's kind of weird. I haven't talked about him in years. Haven't, other than when Armake passed away. I guess it's been a little more than 2 years ago now. I haven't even visited his channel. I only visited his channel then just to see what he had to say about him. You know, otherwise I've pretty much stayed away. As is the best, but I figured it'd be kind of interesting to comment about it and react live to the Muta video, Some Ordinary Gamers, of course. We'll get started here in a few minutes. I'll give people a chance to show up. You know, give them a few minutes, and they can always catch the VOD afterwards. I guess either way, it don't really matter. This isn't really going to be a stream where I'm going to be participating with the chat an extreme amount or anything like that. If you know, so we're not too worried about that. But I'm gonna double check my stream here real quick. Gonna mute the mic here in a second so I can preview it quickly on my phone. Okay. All right. Seems like the audio level should be good. I did do a preview on the audio for the actual video as well. I'm going to try to pause sometimes, but sometimes I'm just going to comment right over it. There is a link directly to the video in question that I'm going to be reacting to in the description. So if you want to watch it that way and not, you know, without the commentary, obviously. And I skipped ahead towards more of the actual relevant part because the beginning of the video has nothing to do with Rob. It has to do with other YouTubers that were early gaming YouTubers of that time. People like AVGN, Irate Gamer, Spoony1. Those are the three main ones that he mentioned prior to mentioning Rob. He did briefly touch about some others like Game Dude and Rmake21 and whatnot. So, but Rob is the main focus of the video. The video is 56 minutes long. We're at 14:28. He actually starts talking about Rob, I think, within 10-15 seconds of that time. So, but yeah, I actually had heard. I don't even know how they did this because the stream that I did about Rob was like 7.5 years ago or something like that. And I had the video unlisted. So I don't even know how this dude found like the link to it. I guess, I don't know. But he actually told me about some of the stuff that Rob was going through at that time. From, I guess, about a year ago. So I knew there was some stuff going on. But I guess it got worse since then, you know, like it wasn't my business at all to really. Yeah. Okay. I'll give them there a couple minutes and then we'll get started here. But that's this video right here. Silent Robin expose. Geez, I had a lot thicker beard and a lot fatter face back in those days. Yep. I miss those days. And this is back when I tried to do the whole like there was this Nintendo Switch game called Energy Invasion, which was like a really trashy game that I got a review code for that I reviewed. There's pretty much like I guess a clone of like Breakout or something like that. And yeah. Apparently all the videos from that time had a link to that review, which I don't even know why I did that. It was like some automated thing from YouTube. But yeah, just kind of looking at this here. From what I understand, Rob has completely deleted his channel. I know some of his videos have been archived and stuff like that. So I guess, but like a lot of those links would actually be dead links just because the links no longer exist because the channel in question no longer exists. But yeah, that's a look back. I think it's in one of the playlists on my channel. That's probably how that other person got a hold of it. They sent me a whole private message. Well, not private. They did a comment on the video, let me know what's going on. I guess you can look at it for yourself if you want to. I'm not going to disclose it on this video if they don't want that. So, there's me. There I am. Okay, we should be live. Whoops. Decided to go live a few minutes. Yeah, let's not do that. That's the wrong. Okay. So this is the video we're going to be discussing here. And like I said, you can just catch the VOD later if you miss anything, or if you want to just watch the original video, link is in the description. So, okay, I'll let play it out. I'm pretty sure that Muta isn't gonna copyright claim this, and if he does, oh well, I don't really care. It don't matter to me. But I'm pretty sure he wouldn't do that. Like, I actually didn't know that he was a fan of Silent Rob's, but it actually surprised me when I saw the video. It's like, holy shit, I didn't know that. He must have been like a fan early on before he got popular on YouTube, because he's way more popular than Silent Rob ever was, in terms of subscription numbers at least. Because he's got like 3.86 million versus I think Rob topped out around 20,000 or so. So it wasn't like a huge channel. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get started. It says we got 5 viewers, and according to Streamlabs, if you're welcome to chime in if you want. Any Silent Rob fans, past or present, are welcome. Even if you don't like me, I don't really care. As long as you don't say anything completely idiotic and evil and whatnot, in which case I'll have to block you. But that's just because I don't want to cause any drama or anything like that. And this is not the trash. Just to be clear, this is not the trash Rob. Like if he actually contacted me and wanted to talk with me or whatever, I'd be down with it. I really would. Because like that stuff happened so long ago. It's really not worth relitigating it. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get started, I guess. Let's just hit play.
This is the end of an era. You either age out of this content creation game gracefully, like some people, or you keep producing content, or you eventually crash out to the point where it gets to actual possible illegal territories.
Okay. That's why I started the video at that specific segment, because that's actually a really important quote that he has in the video. That's kind of the thesis of this video. He's about to bring up Rob. Yeah, we're gonna get into it now. But that's why I started the video clip at that specific spot, just for anybody that's unaware.
Which is where we're getting into one of the next people in this story. Someone that I was a fan of, someone that I watched, someone that I even shouted out on my channel. A person known as Silent Rob. Remember that Shenmue video I made? A lot of that actually was inspired by this guy's Shenmue rant. He basically ripped this game to shreds, made fun of it, and it was such a funny video that literally I was inspired to talk about this game myself. I wanted to play through it.
Okay, he must have actually been a more recent Silent Rob fan, I guess.
In this guy's own fan-run community Facebook.
Yeah, Face Destroyers United. Yep, I used to be a member of that little group. They must have lost some members, because I remember the member count was higher than that. I thought it was like close to 1,000 or something like that. But yeah, when did the Shenmue come out? The remaster, because if he did that, he would have did it off the PS4 version, I'm sure. And yeah, I need to not pause as much, obviously, but yeah.
And I actually made that video and shared it, and it was a pretty successful video directly inspired by this guy. I even played a clip of his content in my actual video.
You are about to play Pale Toss.
Yeah, he had 158
Okay,
people
a salad
watching
toss.
back then.
Okay, guys, that's what this game is, a fucking tossing of a salad.
Just doing the
What
PS4
fuck is
streaming.
this, dude? Am I about to piss in these buckets?
That's from Shenmue 3. That came out,
What
what,
the
2017?
fuck,
Something like that?
What is this? What the f? Oh, okay.
I still have not played Shenmue 3. I really need to, though.
Now, since my upload 3 years ago, and I used
Yeah.
this piece of content, this channel, youtube.com/user LeisureSuitGaming2, also known as Silent Rob, has since been deleted, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh.
If you try going to the URL, you'll see this handsome monkey. Now, the reality of it is the channel is completely...
Let's do a quick check. I'm curious if that's still the case here. I'm sure it is. Okay. Yep. He's right. Okay. Because, you know, I know sometimes you can, like, deactivate the channel temporarily, so I was just curious.
nuked by the creator. You know, it takes years to build up a loyal fan base, and this guy had around less than 20,000 subscribers at the time. But there were people that watched this guy's content and were excited to see an upload or anytime a notification would show up in their phones. That would be somebody like me. I would tune in. It would be like comfort food content, things that would remind me of a era long gone. And since then, he's nuked it. This guy had such a dedicated fan base that they actually put a video game together based on rants of his, where he would talk about, you know, GameStop, his time working at the company, and literally he would put these they would put these games together.
I remember
and
that.
Send it to him. And he would play them on these early YouTube live streams. Now, obviously, Silent Rob is a bit of a crass character, and I'm sure if somebody easily takes offense to some wild jokes on the internet, this guy is probably not somebody you should be watching, but he's kind of a last holdover, or used to be a last holdover, of that early, 2007, 2006 era of YouTube, when it really was completely okay to be crass. One of the reasons why those content creators were so popular was compared to the stuff we saw on television or movies.
I forget when exactly Silent Rob first hit the scene. I think it was 2007, I want to say.
For broadcasting yourself. Direct inspirations,
so a little bit after AVGN and RMake.
I still remember 4 years ago playing like a FNAF game of me, like literally somebody put this together where I just literally was playing this Five Nights at Freddy's clone somebody had produced. And it wasn't just that, you also had like things like Bubba.exe. And it's pretty humbling to know that fans take time out of their day to actually put these kind of things together that you can play on the channel and share with your community. And when it comes to making YouTube content, the community is the most important thing. Silent Rob was so popular that even one character decided to write an actual book, apparently, about this person's life. Now, obviously, I can't find this book anywhere. I think this actually is real fucking lost media. In the year of 2000X, a narcissistic patriot named Silent Rob was created. Terrible video games and the advent of reviewing said shit piles created Silent Rob to stop the evil desires of the monopoly that was the video game franchise. My God, dude. Internet back then was fucking wild. But yeah, Silent Rob's content was effectively not just video games and reviewing stuff. He would read through like super old magazines, showcase his old video game collections, and of course...
Jeez, that YouTube video quality back in those days, wow, so terrible.
That I really resonated with. I grew up watching, gaming channels on YouTube. And remember, earlier on in 2007, 2006...
I guess if one thing is good about nowadays versus back then, it's the video quality.
High quality.
Huge difference.
From AVGN, a lot of the gamers really were just like this. They were just people in their houses, in their rooms, recording their gaming collections, or just talking about games. Now, Silent Rob's big game review ended up being about Action 52. For anybody that doesn't know what this game is, it's a NES game where there's 52 games.
Oh, yeah, the Action 52 review. Yeah, I remember that. That's actually kind of a controversial review between the Silent Rob fans and the RMake fans, because they kind of had a little bit of beef, the two of them, regarding Action 52, because, I don't know who did whose video first, but they both took credit for that. And this was well before AVGN ever covered it. AVGN didn't cover Action 52 until years later after this. So yeah, that was kind of an early beef between those two particular communities that I always got a crack out of.
Basically bundled all into one cart. All of these games are notoriously dog shit, and of course it gave Silent Rob and pretty much every angry reviewer at the time easy pickings, an easy target to basically slam dunk on.
Yeah.
Now obviously Silent Rob...
Yeah, I did my own Action 52 videos many years later myself, but instead of doing like how they did, I just did an individual video for every game, and I'm trying to think. I think me and Rob were still, yeah, because the beef between me and Rob was not until after I moved into the house. And that was when I did the Action 52 videos, I still lived at the second apartment with my ex. And, you know, that, I don't know, like me and Rob still talked, I think, at the time. But I think there was kind of like a little bit of a weird thing going on at that time. Like there was a bit of a division. But I was still under cool terms with Armake, and I actually did some, I think like 3 or 4 of the videos I did was featuring him in those Armake Action 52 videos. I've got it on my channel if you want to watch it, you know. So I'll make sure to make them public if they're not for some reason. I did some videos with some other people as well. Puck, I know he said he's going to watch this. I know I did some with him. I did some with Wizwar. A couple other people.
Bob wasn't entirely unique in making this video. This was talked about with plenty of other creators. In fact, his style was pretty reminiscent of another popular angry reviewer at the time, Armake21. Somebody who he also became accustomed to, close to, and whatnot. Somebody who would serve as an inspiration, from my understanding.
There's streamers right there. That was Armake's favorite game on Action 52, which obviously doesn't mean it's a good game, but it was his favorite.
I think most people probably remember him from is the infamous GameStop rant, where again he would basically talk about his time working at GameStop. In fact,
the infamous GameStop rant. It's kind of funny how he says that, like it's like world famous or something like that. It's famous for the people that were in the community at that early ass time, but there's been a lot of people that have done GameStop rants back then, since then, that are a lot more well known. Shoot, that one YouTuber, Camelot or something like that, he basically built his entire channel just crapping on GameStop. Obviously went into other directions as well, but he got like super popular just with his GameStop videos.
In fact, going as far as to show that he actually at one time even got assaulted by a customer purchasing a copy of Madden, from what I understand. And yeah, this is one of those things where at the time it was absolutely wild to see. This guy would talk about
crazy.
You know, his time at GameStop, and obviously he would tear this company out a new one.
On the floor back there, and he comes back up to the counter. And this is sped up a little bit because of this valence tape. But, well, what I do is I hand him this receipt right here that he's supposed to sign. And he doesn't want to sign it, so he just throws it back at me. We get into an argument. Boom!
Wow.
You see that? Let's do it again in slow motion. And here it is again in slow motion. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. We don't have your Madden because we sold it because GameStop's a piece of shit company. Oh! That was totally uncalled for. Why'd you do that for, you fuck? I don't know if you can tell right here, but I actually throw the $5 at him because he's cussing me out and treating me like shit. Right there, boom. I toss the $5 at him. Smacks me upside the head. Now, this comes down to GameStop's policies, people, okay?
And of course, his rants only grew from there. You know, later on, around after 2012, 2013, and that era, he would talk about things like retro gaming communities and how overexpensive that market was becoming. And it was stuff that really resonated with, I think, gamers at the time.
Now, I know Muta never covered the beef that I had with him, but he does cover beef with another YouTuber near the end of the video. And I am curious to know if Muta was aware of the other beefs that happened
after all of the actual outrage and wild shit you're about to see,
I think he only brought up the one other one I'm talking about because it's directly related to this video.
It's actually crazy just how much of a small but fervent community this guy ended up building throughout all of this. Now, obviously, Silent Rob was never the most popular creator in the space, and money was, you know, something that he saw his contemporaries end up getting. People like the AVGN, people like Angry Joe, a lot of these people that ended up eclipsing him in fame and popularity on the internet, those people would be making, you know, serious amounts of money in comparison to Rob, who really wasn't able to monetize his stuff very successfully. He tried one aspect, however, one avenue of monetization, which absolutely pissed off his fans at the time. Asking for
oh yeah, the $5 website.
It, basically charging people $5 to get.
Oh jeez, yeah. So I think Muta might have been a little before, and he's getting information secondhand. From what I remember, there was like no videos on the website. Because I actually was one of the people that paid $5. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I am. But I think he might have used, like, because there was like the, what was that, Blip TV, I think? Videos that he was using. And yeah, I don't know. I remember it was something weird like that. And it was a really basic website. And yeah, I don't know. I think this was like before Patreon was even a thing, honestly. So I don't know. You know, there wasn't like a built-in infrastructure for memberships or anything like that. So I guess this was kind of his way of doing that.
Better edited, if that, versions of his normal rants was a bit insulting. I mean, to be fair, what I'm doing on my channel isn't really all that much. Sometimes you see my face, sometimes you see gameplay, but realistically, I don't think my content is ever worth charging for. Rob, however, thought he was making such a massive magnum opus in all of his content that he suddenly felt, I would say, entitled to earning some money out of this. And it didn't go over that well. In fact, there was a severe backlash, and he ended up kind of, you know, pushing back on fans.
What's up, everybody? This is Silent Rob. I just wanted to get on here real quick because, to be honest, I'm a little bit ticked off. I've been reading some comments on the videos I've just posted, and some of you people are acting like lunatics, okay? So let me go ahead and just break this down for you, and this is the last video I'm making about this website, okay? Basically, if you're too young to have a PayPal account, or you don't have any money, or you don't have $5, that's fine, okay? That's a whole different story. I'm still going to make YouTube videos. It's fine, okay? It's not that big of a deal. But the people that are on my page is grandstanding about $5.
Yeah. So I'm guessing the reason why this was a thing at the time was because you had Irate Gamer, who was able to actually monetize on YouTube. I think he was one of the very first YouTube channels that was a gaming channel that got to do that. And there were some others as well that were unrelated to that segment of the community, like Classic Game Room. AVGN was not monetized on YouTube at the time. They had their whole Screw Attack site with Stuttering Craig and etc. at that time. And that's where the whole Screenwave MCN came out and everything like that. So he was on Screw Attack doing his videos on there. And then I think they came up on YouTube like way later, like a year later or something. So if you wanted to watch AVG, you had to go on there. And then you had that guy with the glasses, you know, Nostalgia Critic and Spoony One and Linkara and everybody else that was involved with that site. They had their own site and they advertised, they did their videos through Blip TV. Which, yeah, so Rob wasn't monetized on YouTube. He wasn't part of these things. So I guess this was his way of trying to make money, you know, because like I said, Twitch did not exist. There was no Patreon. YouTube memberships did not exist. YouTube monetization was very limited for gaming content because of all the issues regarding copyright and whatnot. So just some things to keep in mind.
Can f off right now. You can unsubscribe to my motherfucking channel and get the f off my page. Okay? Because if you're going to grandstand and try to make a big deal out of $5, then I don't want your subscription anyways. Because that subscription hasn't got me anywhere, and you obviously don't think any of my videos or my entertainment is worth $5 to you, then I don't want your subscription. Hell, I even read a comment where somebody said a penny is too much to charge for a gaming website, okay? If you don't think my shit is worth a penny, then off.
Isn't it crazy how the internet just keeps kind of repeating itself over and over and over again sometimes? But yeah, obviously, as you can imagine, this did not go over well with the fans. Now, Silent Rob would always take these massive month-long breaks, sometimes over a year. The reality of his channel not growing and being stuck at 19,000 followers was due to the fact that he himself didn't stick with any form of consistency. For a while, he would come back, upload a few videos, stream here and there, but when you leave your channel for a year, year and a half,
YouTube algorithm kills your channel when you do that.
With hard-hitting content, your channel can stagnate and effectively die right there.
That's kind of like the situation on my channel, and everybody else hasn't uploaded forever.
Tend to go. Rob's biggest problem was himself. His biggest enemy was himself when it came to growing his channel. Now, while it wasn't uncommon for Rob to take these massive disappearances, he ended up coming back occasionally, whether it be months or years. So, sometime in 2024, Rob did come back, and he started producing a lot of AI slop content, where he would just basically jump in a lot of the popular AI tools, be making music, basically posting that onto his channel. A channel that people, by the way, just visited for video game rants and, watching him stream occasionally here and there. It was a small but, silent corner of the internet. Now, Rob would experiment with things like ghost hunting, being sort of deviating from the Silent Rob persona.
That's kind of funny about the ghost hunting thing, consider an irate gamer does that.
That costs his viewership. People don't want to be watching content from, or very deviated content. Like, for instance, if I disappeared for 6 months and came back making cooking videos, I'm sure none of you guys would actually watch that content, and I wouldn't be, shocked to the slightest. Yep. But Rob, however, was shocked a little bit about it, and there was some lashing out, but there was one post on his entire community that really did quite home. It really did hit, because Rob finally opened up about some serious issues that he was going on and why he took a year-plus sabbatical from the internet. Rob starts off by saying, "Let me start by apologizing to everyone here."
We'll pause this here. So this apparently was very recent, from what I understand. I want to say, I don't know. It was crazy though. Yeah, so the whole fentanyl thing, I remember hearing about that from the person that randomly commented on my expose video, and yeah, that's got to be rough for sure. That's just terrible, but those kind of things happen, yeah. I just figure I'd stop for a second so you can read that if you want to read that yourself. And it's kind of crazy. He says he weighs over 200 pounds here. He must have gained weight. Because, I don't weigh that. I used to weigh, over 200 easily. I'm, down to, 140. I was 143 this morning, so I lost a lot of weight. Very different circumstances. I'm not going to disclose it, but, yeah.
Place recently. In fact, I've been completely addicted to fentanyl to the point where I went into serious withdrawals and ended up in the hospital. He went into seizures, actual comas even, lasting hours. I finally saw the light and almost died. I fought my way back into my body. Even after that, I couldn't stop. At some point, I looked at myself in the mirror and hated what I was. Threw away every drug, locked myself in a room, and cold turkeyed until I was drug-free. Which, by the way, is incredibly difficult with a drug as powerful and addictive as fentanyl. The withdrawals almost killed me too, and I was so dehydrated from vomiting blood that I had to go back to the hospital. 95% of all people on fentanyl can't get off by themselves, but I did. I've been drug-free for months now. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. I've quit my job to get away from the drugs that were there and start a new job, Monday, that pays more. I'm happy I could do it, but I'd never make any jokes against anyone battling drug addiction again. And yes, Rob did in fact make several jokes about druggies in the past. It's insidious, and anyone
Yeah, back then it was probably, if he did anything, it was probably to smoke
story.
weed or something like that, you know,
So
just
yeah,
normal shit.
when I saw this entire post on FDU, it immediately showed me that, yeah, I don't care if this guy's uploading AI slop at this point or, you know, playing around with different content. The fact that he's still alive is all I really cared about. And I think that's par for the course for pretty much everybody. Yeah. And whether he would come back to playing this character would then be talked about later on in a 20-minute video. Now, I wish I could show you this video, but Rob has been on a deleting spree and effectively has been flagging almost any channel that has been archiving his material. And again, I might have to also say again that if Rob does try to strike this channel, me being a former fan will definitely be okay with becoming a current, legal adversary, okay? I do definitely use this content in fair use, but ultimately we are dealing with somebody that doesn't appear to have actually beaten their drug addiction. And if anything, they're actually lashing out at their audience and completely burning any relationship with complete friends that they used to have.
It sounds like at this point that Muta, his opinion really soured with Rob just based on the way he's talking about him versus how he was talking about him just a few minutes ago in the video. He clearly feels really burned, as I imagine a lot of Rob's fan base has been over the circumstances. We're about to find out a little more on why that is. So I just figured I'd put a quick comment on that.
Now, this video is unavailable, and unfortunately I only have like audio snippets that I've locally recorded onto my channel. The videos that I've seen floating around re-uploads, even looking at archives and caches, are just unavailable. So this is, at the moment, as far as I know, actual lost media. But thanks to places like the Kiwi Farms, a lot of Rob's former content has
good old Kiwi Farms.
A lot of former fans have actually been preserving his older videos. It's crazy to think how much of a legacy you have that after all of your dickish behavior to the audience, they will still try to preserve videos that at one point...
Yeah, let's pause it for a second. Let's just do a quick YouTube search on Silent Rob and see if there's been any recent uploads and whatnot. Okay. Oh, yeah. Looks like somebody just uploaded a video like under 45 minutes ago. Looks like a lot of people have been talking about this. Oh, geez. There's me right there. I popped up on this thing. Oh, geez. Yeah, crazy. Well, I guess y'all can search that yourselves and take a look at it later on. But it seems like people have been talking about this situation lately. Maybe not everybody, but okay, I guess that's the end of the recent stuff. Because now we're getting unrelated content. So, okay. Back to the video. Oh, whoops, wrong video. Wrong tab.
Laugh, and probably still do. Because ultimately, as content creators, that's all we really are here for. Not the money, not the fame, just the ability to make somebody have a good time. As corny as that sounds.
I don't know, but I really don't care at this point. I was actually having a lot of fun with that AI stuff. I was going to have it go on a little bit longer, but just too much bitching and complaining here. The $5 website from 17 years ago, I don't know, but I really don't care at this point. I was actually having a lot of fun with that AI stuff. I was going to have it go on a little bit longer, but just too much complaining here. But I did want to make this video kind of clarify some things.
I wonder why he edited that out. Well, I guess, I don't know. Who really knows? I guess because he's got a large channel, he probably wants to run it kind of sanitized for, to keep from advertisers hitting it and stuff like that. I guess I can understand that, but it's still kind of wild.
let you guys know the status of this channel and what's going to happen with it and yada, yada, yada. You know, basically what it comes down to is, you know, I haven't really been up to making anything recently. And for good reason.
Yeah, the struggle's real.
And, you know, and I'll go ahead and say it right now, like, the Silent Rob that you guys know and love is done. It's just done. It's not who I am, and it's been really hard for the better part of 17 years off and on to, you know, keep up this facade of this character that, you know, I've never really loved that much to begin with. I'm glad a lot of people have liked it. I've made some good videos, but a lot of my older stuff, I really can't even watch anymore, guys. You know, like it's
same with my old
even
stuff.
who I am. You know, a lot of that stuff was just wasn't even really my feelings on a lot of things. I was just a really good troll. I was really good at it. The Silent Rob character was essentially what I used on YouTube because I didn't think anybody would really want to hang out with just regular Rob. You know, I'm just a dude, guys. You know, I'm just a dude. You don't want to take it orally. You want to like.
Yeah, just a dude. Yeah, that's kind of like the whole thing with YouTube, though. Like, you think about like a lot of the most popular channels, and they all have like a shtick. They all have some kind of outrageous element to them that makes them stand out. And Rob was amongst the angrier review people. You know, he was kind of like, you know, you get your AVG in, and you're like, oh, that's good. I need some more of that. And then you run into people like Silent Rob and R-Make and so on that are more raw and gritty and, you know, off the wall, you know, more raw. Kind of like you have your awesome, like, but very sanitized metal band, kind of like Metallica or something like that. And then you start getting into like kind of the underground scene, and that's what these guys kind of represent. So, it's kind of funny now because nowadays, if you are just yourself on YouTube, you can be probably more successful, honestly, because a lot of people are just regular people. But that's how the platform was back then. You know, like you did not get attention at all if you just acted regularly.
Snort like little lines of it, and I thought that was weird. He's like, they're really strong, and I was like thinking, I think I've had a Percocet before or something, man. This is, you know, whatever. But I did what he said, and I did a little line of it. They call them blues on the street. I'm sure you guys know about them. Don't ever do them. I'll get into that in a minute. But that was my downfall. As soon as I did that first one, that was it. It was over. It was over. And it was so over, in fact, that I did that line, and I decided to call off of work for the rest of the day. So I could, because I had like two or three of them, so I could continue to do them for the rest of the day.
Shit.
Should have indicated that I like that shit a little bit too much. So, that continued for a little bit. If you guys go back and watch, like, the
yeah, that's really wild, because, like, when you think of fentanyl, like, a lot of what you hear is people will say that stuff gets laced with fentanyl, and people will get hooked on it that way, or they're hooked on other things like Oxy, and they can't get it because they really crack down on the prescriptions and stuff like that for it. So they have to get something else, and fentanyl, I guess, is a lot easier to get. And so they kind of, you know, substitute.
You'll notice when I go to the bathroom.
That's the first person I've seen or heard about that's got hooked on just fentanyl straight up, which that's wild. Wow, that's terrible. I hope he's legitimately clean. I don't know. Well, I don't know.
When I'm going to the bathroom all the time, oh, has this guy got a prostate issue? No, I'm doing lines in the other room.
Now, after all of this, and when he started to come back to streaming, I really did think that maybe the guy has kind of really moved past it. I mean, if you beat an addiction, that is truly a powerful thing, and it's kind of hard to find anybody that would root against you in that situation, at least. But in amongst all of this month to month and a half long implosion, Rob decided that, you know, he wanted to really profiteer off of this channel. And then he just started to actually put his content into a paywall. So YouTube has a memberships functionality, and Rob effectively paywalled his older content that was freely available, freely consumed. Fans were basically chewing that content up in the amount of...
Let's see here. $8 a month and access to all live streams and special videos just for members. All live streams will be members only moving forward. Don't want to or can't do it, that's fine. Huh. Yeah. Well, I mean, at this point, at least, there was like the actual like thing in place, you know, but it is kind of funny, you know, like, cause like Rob kind of cultivated his community by bashing e-beggars and stuff like that. And it kind of turned against him because people would see this as e-begging at the same time. You know, it's that I could see that's why people are lashing out. I'm not a fan of paywalling content at all, to be honest, but I do understand why people might choose to do it. And if somebody was to choose to do it, they need to like just do it, you know, like, and just not make a big deal about it and not really, you know, address it and then still make most of your content free, obviously. But yeah.
drop they faced from one of their YouTubers. And this is obviously not the way to go, okay? Having a wallet buster bundle and providing basically nothing in return is not okay. But people still somewhat did sign up for these memberships. Obviously, it pretty much tanked this guy's channel even further than it could be. So he wasn't growing, he wasn't really doing anything beyond all of this. He basically was, in a shitty way, effectively exit scamming the audience out. And if you did pay for the content, then you would basically be just treated to streams that would be him driving around with copyrighted music and basically shoving in the fact that he had started to develop a new type of addiction. An addiction that is related to the gambling side of the world, sports betting.
No, but no, I'm fucking awesome. I have won a bunch of money sports betting. I've won a bunch of money. A bunch of money. Oh my God, dude. Let me tell you guys right now. Apparently I'm Rain Man. Apparently I'm like really good at sports betting. And I've made thousands upon thousands of dollars. So
that's kind of a weird brag, you know. So I imagine a lot of these people be like, well, how come we got to pay $8 a month to if you're making all this money on sports betting? Which tells me that maybe he did make some money, but it became a problem and started losing money. I don't know if Muta actually goes into that, though. I guess we'll see.
Myself looking at like new Corvettes today, like mid-engine Corvettes. Yes, I've cracked the code. I just know how to, I can lift up my phone and get like $500 in like 5 minutes. It's not even funny. I mean, it's ridiculous. So yes, I'm doing very well. I just don't like people coming up on my shit trying to tell me how to run my page and what to do with my...
Now, you don't have to be Nostradamus to know that gambling is just a losing man's game, and there is really no trick to the magical world of putting your money on the line. You just watch Boss Man Jack gamble 11...
Yeah, I was actually visited some of my family in Oklahoma, and we went to one of the, Native American or Indian casinos, because I guess we no longer have the woke stuff, so I guess I should call it an Indian casino, right? But anyways, I literally got like the $5 to play like on the cheap slots or whatever. I shit you not, I didn't get a single win out of that whole $5. It was just $5 down the drain. And these were like, it was like the cheap play. I think it was like 5 cents each or something crap like that, so like I got a whole bunch of plays. I didn't get a single win. And like, yeah, so I had to put in there $5. I'm not a gambler. Like if I was to go like to Vegas or something like that, I'd be like, you know what? I'll just try my luck at a little bit of blackjack. Get like $100 or whatever. Play a little bit of blackjack and then win or lose, and then that'd be it. I'd spend the rest of the time doing shows and buffets and going to strip and stuff like that. Like I wouldn't want to fuck with those slots or anything like that because I don't have luck. Like I've got negative luck. So
grand a hand on blackjack and lose everything in the span of less than, I don't know, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Yeah, it's not a winning game, but obviously there were fans that jumped in and even basically pushed back against this pointless membership. Remember, this is a guy that's pointing a camera at his face and just kind of recording off-the-cuff stuff. That's really all it is. Whatever support he had, whatever money he made on streams, which he definitely made hundreds of dollars on, I remember donating my money on several of his gameplay streams. He actually had a winning formula. If he just sat down, played some video games, instead of absolutely trying to nickel and dime the audience, this wouldn't have happened. One user goes, bro, you literally said a few years ago you'd always do this shit for free.
Yeah. So, he mentioned winning formulas. See, like, that's the thing about like formulas for things like YouTube. The formula does dry up eventually, and the viewer base does dissipate and whatnot. So, I mean, you can't like eternally do the same thing over and over and expect the same results. So, but I can see where Mood is coming from at the same time. Let's look at this comment here. Yeah. But this guy is probably still right. If you just do a regular live stream, you'll make more than this. He is probably right about that. If he went and did this whole paywall thing and just did the regular streams and just counted on donations, I don't know. Clearly there's something else going on. It's not just the lack of money that he was getting. There was definitely some other motive behind this, I would assume.
Don't turn into that Rob. I've been watching you since I was literally 9 years old. I'm 25. Always been a huge fan of yours. You even got me into streaming. Mr. 4K did this, and it wasn't a good look. If you need money, just do a regular live stream. You'll make more than this. To which Rob goes, I lied. Move along. And of course, the lash out continued even beyond that. May or may not make a video saying as much, but I spent my whole time on YouTube worried about what a bunch of broke ass people think while they use things I've told them against me negatively and sit around telling me how to run my shit. The membership weeds out the trash. And of course, it's just a completely long diatribe of how if you don't support this guy, you're effectively just against him. And it made people kind of wonder too, you know, for somebody that really did beat drugs, why are we jumping into effectively squeezing as much dollars out of the community? And I'm not here to make assumptions.
Oh, hey, how's it going, Abby?
Like this doesn't look good.
He's clearly projecting. Yeah, I guess that's possible. Yeah, who even knows? I mean, I can't comment on it. Like I said, I haven't talked to the dude in years, but I just figured it'd be kind of curious to look over it. So
good. And obviously, the end of all this, ladies and gentlemen, it all basically ended up with his channel effectively being deleted. And there wasn't really any, fanfare to it. There wasn't an announcement. He just deleted it completely out of the blue. Now, obviously, importantly enough, when Rob decided to make his channel go $8 a month and a wallet mount.
Oh, I had no idea he had a Reddit subreddit. I'll have to take a look at it.
Obviously, inflation kicks in, so now it's $8 USD. For, again, the content that pretty much was...
Yeah, let's pause it for a second, see if I can find that on Reddit. It might have been closed, too. I guess we'll find out. Or is that it right there? Face of Destroyers Forever? Yeah, 50 members. Well, big subreddit here. Let's see. Oh, okay. So wait. Huh, that subreddit's not there anymore. Okay. That's interesting. So this must have been, unofficial alternative subreddit. Okay. Yeah, maybe we'll have a look at it after the video.
Already made and uploaded for free and shared around. Again, one of the most important things anybody can do is build up a community and a fan base. And if it takes, I would say, a year to build up a community, it can take minutes to destroy that community right there, which is effectively what Rob was doing with this entire move. All of a sudden, people who were fans of him got run.
I need to make that bigger. The person you're talking about, I assume that yeah, the burner account I think is actually going to be coming up towards the end, but I assume that's what you're talking about here. Yeah.
Pulled of content that they grew up watching and content that I would say belonged to them just as much as it did him. Now, after a very short-lived return to YouTube and, again, the inability to face actual criticism, Rob decided, sporadically out of nowhere, to nuke his channel out of existence. Now, this normally shouldn't really be happening. I mean, a lot of the angry reviewers I talked about at the beginning of this video, a lot of them are still active. Like, a lot of them, even if they've abandoned their channel, much like Spoony, have pretty much left their content up for people to consume. Even if you're not making videos, it really makes no sense to just tear away your entire content without any form of, notification to your audience. And so, out of nowhere, Rob basically goes MIA, completely avoids and deletes pretty much all of his content, and ultimately the end of all of it is gone. And there were other creators that jumped into this too, like other people who wanted to air grievances, people like Minute World, for instance, who really had a lot to say, some of it actually hilarious. So I'll play a few snippets right here.
Make a new video for you guys real quick, for all the 6 people watching me. And I'm happy with all the people watching me. I truly am. What little bit I can muster, I am truly in debt to anyone that decides to watch my content, no matter how shitty it may be. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about...
I'm not even familiar with Minute World, so I don't know if he was like a later on kind of person.
So it'd be the last time I talked about him, but nah. This is gonna be the last time
I'm curious. So, are you in contact with him or something? 9 Ohio time, that would be Eastern time. Jeez. But yeah.
Talk about this guy, Silent Rob. This guy, he really dropped off. Like, he dropped off a fucking... the Empire State's building, bro, like in terms of follows and views and shit. Like, he was making, like...
Muta's laughter there.
Everyone sees this guy for what he truly is now. He's just a fucking pathetic drug addict.
Now, obviously, Minute World is going a little bit hard on this, but you can imagine somebody who is emotionally invested into his content. So emotionally invested that at one point over the course of, I believe, 2 years, Minute World had donated upwards of $10,000
what?
In various live streams.
Whoa, what the fuck? Shit. Oh my god. Wow, I can't imagine. Jeez. Holy shit.
Drips and drabs of donations over to Rob. So yes, I would imagine somebody who put the price of a used, nice Honda, I believe you can get a Honda Civic for around that amount, needless comparison over here, but anybody that's putting that much money in, watched a guy for so many years, probably feels a little bit slighted. And obviously, Minute World, I have no way to verify some of these bank statements, by the way, but I've seen him in a few of Rob's streams throwing down the old credit card. So again, it wasn't really super duper shocking, and I was a little bit flabbergasted when I saw this amount from one of Ace Alieri's videos, a former friend of Rob, who Rob has recently targeted. Again, we'll get to how unhinged this goes in just a minute. But yeah, Minute World.
Yeah, Ace Alieri. Shit, I haven't talked to him in a long time too. Like, I remember like when this whole like beef between me and Rob started, that Asa turned against me also because they were really close. But then there was like this weird thing where he started splitting with Rob and we started talking, but then he got mad at me, and then me and Rob started talking again, but it was in secret kind of before he got mad at me, which was over this completely stupid thing. Like, he was trying to talk with me on Halloween while I was actually trying to give out candy to kids trick-or-treating, and then he like just cut me off after that. It was so wild. Like, it was so petty. I think that was literally the last time I talked to him, if I remember right. I don't know, but it's crazy that was like 7 years ago, mind you. All this happened, and then him and Asa have been beefing up. Well, maybe not the whole time. Maybe they were cool for a while. I don't know. I guess I haven't been in contact, but Jesus. Yeah, definitely not just going off of what I've seen around YouTube. I'll have to take a look at some of that.
Obviously had other things to say about Rob's recent content, things regarding some of the various ghost series that he was making, where he just filmed his house really crappily, didn't even clean anything, and expected that this content was apparently worth paying a monthly subscription for.
Film or something that he did in his house, and he filmed his house in black and white. It was like a horror video or something. And he should not have done that. Dude, your house is a fucking mess, first of all. Dude, vacuum your fucking shit. What the fuck? That's a great...
Jeez.
Now, Rob is not somebody that is, you know, averse to any form of conflict with other people. And former friends of Rob, people like Ace Salieri and JKTIM, who goes on YouTube as the account
Mr. $8.
Who actually ended up giving Rob thousands of dollars, at least JKTIM did over the course of, I guess, a few years. Money that they even suspected.
Yeah, just keep that in mind. I remember him.
Drug addiction were actually not spared from his wrath either. And this is where the story takes a significantly dark turn. But before we get into it, we obviously have to go with Rob's explanation of why the channel was deleted. So in this long post, Rob actually pretty much explains why the channel was deleted, lashes out on his fans one final time, and actually explains how he committed one of the most final things a human being can commit. And thankfully, Rob actually had failed in his endeavor. Now, on this one final post, Rob had said, for the better part of 18 years, I put my nose to the grindstone, paid my dues, and made thousands of videos, considered by many to be some of the funniest content out there. All the while, my channel got completely buried in the algorithm, which a lot of this had to do with him being sporadically lazy in producing content. As I was making what ultimately became my last video tonight against a notoriously racist, insert transgender slur here, we constantly had huge issues with on FDU that people begged me to get rid of for over a year, and an autistic, insert word for neurodivergency here.
Yeah, you don't have to disclose anything, but do you know who he's talking about on there? Was there like an actual transgender person or whatever in that community? That's kind of wild if so, because I would figure that knowing how some of his fans were, they would have chased them off long ago. Jeez. Unless they just recently, I don't know, but yeah. I saw tons of streams where fans bought his ass games, sent him laptops, etc. Yeah. I mean, I sent him stuff way back in the day. There is a video, I don't know if that video is archived, but there was a video where I sent him like a whole like FedEx box, like about that long, about that thick, that had all kinds of games from like NES, Sega Genesis, PS1, etc. You know, one of the games that I sent him, I actually got it really cheap at a game store and didn't realize it was worth money. That game was actually worth like $200 and something loose now, but it wasn't worth that back then. So a little bit of a regret there, I guess. But this is way back in. This was back in 2009 or something like that. Her name is File. Oh, that's the person you're. Okay, yeah. Wow. Well, yeah. And Rob, I wouldn't accuse Rob of being like a woke kind of person, so like I'm not surprised, honestly. I'm sorry. I feel sorry for them, though. Yeah.
Who loved me to the point of wanting to fuck my fuck my butt 6 months ago, but now hates me. Who openly sounds like he has a chocolate-covered dick for a tongue. Huh. All right. Now, obviously, towards the tail end of this, diatribe, we ended up getting to some really horrific shit. I tell people what I've been dealing with, just a part of it, and they throw it in my face and use it against me as a negative, because I'm not playing ROMs for the 5 millionth time. Now, for anybody that doesn't understand, this was kind of the shtick for Rob. He would just sit there playing video games on a stream, rather than, again, just going online to effectively, you know, siphon as much pennies as he could out of people without ever actually putting in the effort for just playing video games, just being himself, just, you know, conveniently producing content for a community of people that, again, freely give this guy money. I've been contemplating for a while, and those thoughts started creeping into my head yearly, monthly, and weekly. And now it might be today. So yeah, eventually it all ended up with,
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. I'll tell you what, I know a couple people that are trans, and here's my philosophy on it. Like, I don't get it, but it's not for me to get. The only thing that matters to me is that they get to live the way they want to live. And as long as it interferes with the way I live, it doesn't bother me none. So that's, I don't know. I think that's the way people should live, honestly, but yeah.
His wife ended up actually coming out and revealing that, yes, there was some attempt. There was actually fans that called in checks on him, and he is fine. Which, again, is probably the best ending to the story, or at least I thought at the time. Now, Silent Rob, who doesn't have a channel anymore and nothing to lose, decides to, at this point, go on a serious, unhinged warpath.
Yeah, this is where it kind of really takes a turn.
And it all started with creating a sock puppet account, or allegedly creating a sock puppet account, I should say, of, you know, his ex-friend Ace Salieri's special needs daughter.
Wow. So I was about to settle in for the night when I suddenly saw 2 new comments on my latest 2 YouTube videos by, Ace's daughter gets train ran over her with AI. I clicked on it to see what the heck this was about. Turns out it's another one of those August 15th, 2017 accounts that Rob is used to using as sock puppets. I guess you went and renamed one of them then, Rob? Classy move there, buddy. You went and destroyed your own channel so that you could...
Oh, wow. I had no idea. I guess Asa had this particular daughter around the time that we had this whole beef. I had no idea. Wow. I think he had, how many kids did he have at the time that I was aware of? 2, I think? Maybe 3? I don't know. I don't know how many kids he has, honestly. I guess I haven't talked to him forever, but...
Advertise AI-generated videos you presumably made of my disabled daughter getting run over by a train.
Yeah, you know, I kind of wish this story would actually have ended on a somewhat positive note. You know, maybe the good ending would be, hey, this guy realizes I made a mistake, somewhat reverses his decisions, re-uploads his former content again, and makes the, you know, 19,000 or so people that followed him for the good times actually have their, you know, comfort content back and enjoy life. And this guy could continue to stream to, you know, his small but absolutely loving audience and just play video games. But, yeah, this is where it absolutely crosses lines that should never have been crossed. You know, I said this video is an end of an era. And I think Rob's actual decision-making and, well, lack of decision-making actually really accelerated this era to its end, where, again, you either end very gracefully, or you keep making content, you maybe adjust a little bit, but you're still in the game, or you leave very gracefully, and, you know, you just leave the good times as they were. There's no shame in it. What Rob decides to get into is some potentially criminal behavior. And obviously, after all this, you know, I say alleged channels because, I have no 100% confirmation on a lot of these things. But Rob then later makes his channel, again, about Asa, and, you know, he names it Asa's, you know, neurodivergent daughter. And he actually uploads videos of him from a psych ward.
Really? How would they would let you have a phone? That sounds wild. Well, I mean, I guess kids have phones in school now, so. But, yeah. But you said this channel was deleted. Yeah, look at these titles though. It's crazy.
But one video absolutely had chilled me to my core as I was making this video. One where he absolutely invites actual danger to his house, into his life, and potentially into other people.
I trusted you. I trusted you, Solid Rob. Oh my god. I fucking loved you. Oh my god. You guys are, you know that. And you know what? You guys don't really know true horror until you have to, like, take a piss. And you can't get these, like, hospital pants. Like,
Yeah. Well, he says psych ward, but I'm thinking it's a rehab. Just the way he keeps, like, lipping. Tells me that he's going through withdrawal or something like that. At least, I don't know. It's a complete assumption, obviously. Which, yeah.
wound because they get, like, knots on them and shit. Not good. So, yeah, you know, I didn't think that, I thought this wasn't Nom. I thought there were rules. But a lot of people just pretty much do whatever they want on here now, I guess, you know, so, you know, and let it be clear that I am not back, nor am I ever going to come back. I just don't really care for a lot of you motherfuckers, and I don't have any interest in coming back.
Yeah, maybe.
But you guys are going to see me be a true menace, okay, and have some fun on here. And I think this is actually the first time I've ever had any fun on here. So, just prepare. You guys haven't seen anything yet.
Now, aside from the fact
that sounds kind of wild,
basically the next Joker audition tape already leaked ahead of time, let me remind the audience that there is an expectation that this guy is pretty armed and dangerous. And it's not just firearms you have to worry about. Rob is a resident of the state of Ohio, which, for anybody that doesn't know anything about United States culture, is effectively Florida with just shitty weather. Now, at this moment in time, obviously, it's pretty worrisome, and Rob is clearly in a psych ward for whatever real reason, right? Like, obviously, this guy is not all the way there. And given his past drug addictions, it's still not an excuse as to any of his recent shitty behavior, and how he's effectively involved a child into the game. Now, obviously, to Rob's side,
that's just completely wrong.
His family members have also kind of been brought in, but he directly is, by himself, bringing a child in. This is not, you know, just a troll on the internet. This is an actual human being, you know, causing some serious, like, you know, statements on the internet. But beyond all this, he invites trouble, like I said, to his house, which is what happens later on. And a lot of these shorts are now filmed in a car, so, I don't know, people are wondering if he's just constantly on the move, if he's homeless, if he's back on the fentanyl.
But I want to make this video to say that what you guys have seen is just the opening credit sequence. I haven't even begun. And, you know, keep in mind, I am going to be spreading the love. I mean, Ace is getting a lot of the love, but
I had to cut this part out because Rob starts to go on a tear over people that are in, I guess you could say, marginalized communities. You know, let your imagination run to messing at this point, thinking of YouTube's TOS. But what he says next is downright diabolically scary. Now, mind you, he's doing this while he's driving a car in the icy winters. Not exactly the safest thing to be doing, but at this point, I don't think Rob has cared much about the other safety of other people, let alone his own. And again, what he says here is wild.
And by some weird grace of God, I actually have somebody that hates Asa even more than I do. So every video I make about Asa, I get like $10 to $20. So I've actually already cleaned up pretty good. So I'm gonna be making bank with this shit. It's weird how things work out. But keep in mind, I know who's defending me, I know who's not, and keep in mind that a lot of you guys were on my Facebook for a very long time. So I have your friends and family downloaded and ready to go. So if you guys want to continue your nonsense, go right ahead, okay? Because I've had a kind of an upshot of creativity here thanks to you guys. So keep it up, and it'll be your family getting destroyed next.
So
yeah, I want to comment on that because, like, that sounds just wild. Honestly, that sounds crazy. I'd like to think that he's bluffing, but I don't know. I guess hopefully we won't find out the hard way on that. Yeah. We're almost at the end now, I guess. Yeah, I only got 4 minutes left.
Yeah, if you have family attached or anywhere close to this person, if he knows your family, apparently they are next. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is again even wilder. But then he goes beyond all of this and starts giving out his actual address as well, like full on in the video, inviting anybody to come to his house and, you know, possibly get into an actual altercation with him. Which, by the way, from my understanding of legal laws, no matter where you live, castle state-wise, it doesn't actually play well in any of this situation. Because genuinely speaking, I think most states, if anything, if you invite trouble to your house and then you commit the castle, you know, doctrine, I don't think it'll actually even fly. And I don't even think the state of Ohio might be entirely castle doctrine. Again, this is not a legal channel. This is just quick analysis based on prior experiences with similar situations like this. Now, I think at the end of all this, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to really table off this video. It's gone on long enough, and to be fair, I think we're probably hitting around the hour mark, which is more time spent than really anybody needed. And you might be like, Muta, why are you so invested in a story that is so tiny? Nobody's talking about it. The reality is YouTube is a massive place. And like I started off, there was content creators I watched, still do watch to this day, that are from an era that has long been bygone. And Rob is just one of those examples of an era long gone. An example that I actually watched along with several others. And while obviously I don't agree with every single thing that comes out of this guy's mouth, he was a, you know, reminder of 2009, 2010, 2011 era YouTube. Somewhat of an inspiration, obviously, into content that even I produce. Somewhat of a person that I thought had a level head on their shoulders, right? Like, somebody that, you know, has called out, had the foresight to know terrible things that have happened to other creators in this exact field, could have easily avoided it. But honestly, at the end, what do they say on the internet? DSP outlives another. This is a
good old DSP.
Effectively outlived, at least on YouTube. And I don't know, with the way he's going, maybe actually in life as well. God forbid. But yeah, Rob is now gone from internet, you know, YouTube gamer, somebody that was pretty much chilling as one of YouTube's last angry reviewers, one of YouTube's last game ROM streamers, into, you know, very, very briefly a lolcow. And now, ladies and gentlemen, a complete horror cow. A person that may entirely be a fucking menace to society. And at the end of all this, ladies and gentlemen, throughout all of this, throughout every single thing seen here, there are still fans and enemies, haters of this guy, who are still actively preserving his older content. Because there was actual content that people enjoyed. Even if it wasn't the flashiest thing out there, it was still something that brought a smile to somebody's face. Rob could have had an easy thing going. He could have had a simple side gig where he could have worked his job, came home, streamed some video games, chilled out with the community, but instead he decided to nickel and dime them for whatever reason, really. It's not in my place to speculate, to be honest with you. But ultimately, he sold out the last remaining goodwill that he had and turned into, quite possibly, YouTube's own generated Joker, okay? Over the course of 18 years, this is a villain story that effectively has been in the making. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for anybody who hasn't known about it, now you do. So if you somehow got shocked watching this video, if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, just like if you dislike it. If I seem a little bit on edge, yeah, covering a guy like this can be a little bit spooky. But this is me, Mutahara, and I am out.
Yeah. Fortunately for him, he's in Canada. I don't see Rob, if he was to do anything crazy, actually cross country borders. But geez, let's take some of my comments here. This was the one I did, of course, right here. If I can, yeah, I can do some zoom in action. Perfect. And yeah, I guess I must have cropped out the side a little bit because I kind of designated for the video, so we can do one of these here. So it's still legible. Holy shit, different angle. Oh yeah, talking about the, Yeah, somebody here talking about your Review Tech USA. Yeah, Rich was another one that kind of like did his thing. Not really seeing any Rob people. Here's Asa right here. I like his comment. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, his biggest nemesis Ari Game ended up outlasting him. Hey, how's it going, Jijimon? You just missed the reaction, but you can always check out the VOD. I'm gonna react to some other stuff here. I'm just looking at the comments for that video. If you want to watch the original video raw, I've got it in the description. And yeah, it's sad. It really is. Oh yeah. Somebody talking about Spoonie, Channel Awesome. Yep. That's what. Yeah, that guy with the glasses. It was Channel Awesome. That's what it was. I would just call it that guy with the glasses, which I guess that was the original name of the site. Hey, there's my video right there on the side. You can't see it but yeah. Okay. Oh, somebody thought that James died from the thumbnail. Holy shit. Yeah, that would have been a really dark turn. Yeah. But it does say something because of how big Muta's audience is. Like, most of the people aren't talking about Rob in the comments, or they were, you know, there's some that are, obviously. But somebody mentioned Total Pisca. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time. He died years ago. He did the WTF is videos. Sonic Paradox. That one doesn't sound familiar to me. But I mean, there were a lot of people back then. Happy Video Game Nerd. Stop Skeletons from Fighting. Yeah. Classic Game Rooms mentioned there. AVGN's mentioned several times. Spoonie a few times. Yeah, I used to be a big Spoonie fan too. Let's see. Yeah, R-Makes mentioned there. You can definitely get a sense of who was actually around. Oh, I feel bad. That person's first YouTuber they watched was Ray William Johnson, which he's still around. Can you believe it? I don't know if he does videos on YouTube, but I've seen his videos pop up on Facebook Reels. Wow, that's... Well, I mean, I guess he had enough of an audience that he's able to kind of like just kind of do things. Let's see. Let's see. I wasn't much a fan of Rob, mostly because his Bub's review of Koi Kitsune. You know, he's actually still technically around under a different name. I actually learned that from Aqualung because Aqualung uploaded a video that he did where he collabed with him. And I commented on that video and then somebody told me what his new username is. I actually hadn't reached out to him. I was wanting to just to see how he's doing. It's been years since I talked with him. Yeah. Yeah, somebody mentioned Razor Fist, Archfiend. Oh, yeah, there was a famous Archfiend video where he flipped on me, and Archfiend lost a lot of subscribers because of a crass comment that honestly was pretty rude. But, you know, because his channel, you know, he built his channel on drama, and then he started going into like sports videos and stuff like that. And I made some comment about how it's a good thing football season's over because maybe you can talk about actual drama shit. And oh yeah, it was great. It was absolutely great. But I mean, there were a lot of people that mad at me too in that video. But he actually like legit lost subs off of that video ranting at me. Just because of how angry he got over that. I'll have to see if I can find that video. Let's see here. I'm not sure if he's still around. I assume this is his channel. If this is his channel, then he hasn't uploaded. Oh yeah, okay. I'm curious if that video is still online. I'm just curious if it is. I'm not actually gonna watch it, but let's see. Yeah, I remember he used to make videos about Shane Dawson and stuff like that. I think that's where I started watching it from, was videos of trash and yeah, Aqualung's still around. He's one of the OGs too. He's never changed. Let's see. He might have actually disabled that video. Oh yeah, Cloud8745. I remember them. I remember they were around for a little while. Forgot what the name of the video was. He might have changed the title of it or something. This would have been around, if I remember right, this video probably would have been around 10 years ago. I don't know. He did do a video about a comment that I made. And it got a bit of backlash, let's say, on his part, just because of how angry he got over it. Over a comment that, honestly, if it was somebody commenting like that on my video nowadays, I would have just deleted the comment, you know, like whatever. I wouldn't even bother reacting to it. But we all make mistakes, you know, at the end of the day. I'm sure if that comment was made on the channel today, that's what he would do, most likely. But yeah, I don't know. It's there. It's there somewhere, unless he deleted the video or, you know, put it private or something. He might have. So, but yeah, good look back. Peanut Butter Gamer. Yep. Smosh is still around. Okay. Yeah, let's look at that Reddit. I'm curious about that Reddit thread here that they got. Yeah, I'll zoom in a little bit. Minute World here. I'll post the archive of videos when I'm done. Okay. Oh shoot. Yeah, Puck is yeah, I remember when you two met. Yeah, Puck actually said he was looking forward to this stream. He's actually got some personal stuff going on. I really hope everything's, I mean, I don't know, I think you're on his Discord, right? I don't want to disclose it on here, of course, out of respect for him and everything like that. But there is definitely something going on, so maybe he's yeah. Now I'm questioning the validity of Rob's beef with Alpha. I honestly don't know. I think it might be like an intention thing almost, because like Alpha, like Muta, technically was a fan of Rob's, probably before they got into, you know, content creation of their own, and then they hit the secret sauce that Rob didn't, and really blew up, I assume, is what ultimately happened. Oh, I noticed my lighting changed here. Yeah. Yeah, just reach out to Puck privately. He can explain. Let's see. Oh, yeah, banned from the Facebook group. Here we go.
Rob, and I just kind of want to make this quick video. about what's going on right now with this PS5 fucking scalper situation. Apparently, I performed some kind of black magic ritual that I wasn't aware of to get one of these motherfuckers. I don't know what the fuck I did. Okay, literally, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning when they started the pre-orders a couple months back. I thought I missed the window. Put the motherfucker in my cart, somehow checked out. I must have fucking did an infant sacrifice to Satan that I wasn't aware of. Maybe I was sleepwalking.
Okay, this must just be a re-upload from earlier. So I guess he actually got a PS5 at launch. That's crazy.
What's up, biznatches?
Yeah, let's pause the videos. Let's see. Randy found this video while searching Silent Rob on YouTube. Let's check it out.
So in my previous video, I got a comment from a YouTuber called KZArchive94. I don't know how you remember this, Mr. KZ.
Let me click on the thing because I'm not really familiar with this guy. Okay. There we go. About right there, I guess. Oh, whoops.
How the video I made him
Super
think about
Snow.
the time that Silent Rob came at me over trying to help him fix a technical issue with his PC. Now, apparently Rob is crashing out really hard right now from the very few things I've been...
This guy just uploaded an hour ago. It looks like, wow, I started doing this live stream.
Doxing people and or harassing.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, Alexander 4488. Who is that? Oh, that's the game dude, right? Yeah, I thought he got arrested or something, didn't he? If you actually want to see like Muta, SomeOrdinaryGamers original video, like I said, I got the link in the description, and he actually does briefly bring up Game Dude at the beginning part of the video. Like whenever I started the stream, I skipped straight to the Rob stuff. I skipped everything else that was discussed prior to Rob, because Rob was ultimately the thesis of that video. Because he talked about AVG and Irate Gamer, Spoonie One. He briefly talked about like Armake and Game Dude and stuff like that. He didn't really even talk about Armake. He just mentioned him a couple of times in the video and played like a clip of his. So I think maybe he just wasn't a fan of Armake or something, but yeah. Yeah, it looks strung out. Well, to be fair, he looked strung out for a long time, long before any drugs were involved. He just had that look to him, honestly. But yeah, everybody has their look, I guess, you know. Yeah.
Him and take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt, because I don't care enough about this situation to do, you know, the 15 hours worth of research to make a 3-hour-long documentary about the rise and fall of Silent Rob. I could really care less about that kind of stuff. But from the interactions that I had with Rob in the past, it doesn't really shock me to know that he's doing these things. I don't even really know what to say here, because after I had my falling out, so let me explain the falling out here. So back when PUBG was getting very big on the internet, Rob had either bought a PC or had, you know, already had a PC, and he was trying to play PUBG. Obviously, it wasn't working. He was having some sort of technical issue.
So 2017. So this was around the time that me and Rob had our beef. That's interesting. Because that's when PUBG came out originally. It was 2017. Okay.
It doesn't really matter anymore. But I remember Rob...
It's the Ohio, yeah.
Made a YouTube video about it, or a community post or something, and he was basically just talking smack about PC users. He said, you know, oh, I hate all PC cucks, or just, you know, the typical trash talk that people say about PC gamers. And I think I wrote a comment saying something like, hey man, you know, you should really go into the Steam forums and try to get some help with this. Maybe somebody there can help you. And Rob had basically made a response video to everybody, not just me, but other people saying the same thing basically. And he used my comment in there, I think, if I remember correctly. And after all that, I said, all right, you know what, dude? I'm disappointed in you. I'm going to make a video talking about the situation and how much of a disappointment it is, because at the time, I actually was a fan of Rob's. You know, I liked his videos.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, for those of you who don't know who...
Yeah. So I don't remember the exact details because it's been so long ago, but I remember that Rob was making some shit up about, I think, Review Tech USA, something he said. And my friend Xander came with the receipts, and then I backed Xander up. And well, I think Xander, Xander Scullion, him and Rob never really engaged all that much. So, that was just like, he just blocked him and like, whatever, But me, like, he really laid into me over this whole thing, which was pretty wild. So I was backing up Xander, which, I wouldn't have done anything differently because me and Xander still tight. Xander is someone that I watch on YouTube almost more than anybody else in terms of gaming creators. Because we're buds, man. I actually watch him on TikTok mainly. He does a lot of stuff on TikTok, which that's where like a lot of my content creation is now. Like I still make videos. I actually stopped for a long time, but I make videos. It's not really gaming related stuff anymore. I do gaming streams every now and then on this channel. But if you actually want to see my content, in the description, I've got a link to my link tree, which has all that stuff. I've got links to my TikTok, my other YouTube channel, which is where I do the videos, and my Instagram. TikTok is kind of the bread and butter platform for me, though. That's where I get the most views and whatnot. So that's the one I prioritize. I actually need to do a TikTok video shortly because I've been doing like a daily series for Black History Month, which I'm not going to get into the whole reasoning on why I've been doing that as a white guy. I totally get the irony of it there. But it's a very different style of content. It's going to be a little bit spicy, I think, for some people. And, like there's societal and political topics involved, we will say. So if that content doesn't interest you at all, I don't blame you not looking at it, obviously. And if you decide you want to look at it and you disagree, hopefully you can be cool about it because, that's, yeah. But let me see what this guy has to say.
Who this YouTuber is. You might have seen his video called The Ultimate GameStop Rant, and I think somebody re-uploaded it to YouTube, so you can go look it up yourself. And I think that video was actually kind of a culmination of a couple of videos of his, and it was pretty popular. I think it had either like 1 million views or 700,000 views, something like that, the last time I saw it, of course.
Really?
And I think it's a really, really good video. It's basically Rob talking about how he used to work for GameStop.
I guess that video is more infamous than Muta. I thought.
This entire situation really showed to me that Rob just, his mind was pretty much already made up when it came to PCs, and at that point, I already made a video, talking about it. And a bunch of his people came into the comment section trying to start.
I think he was just playing the character with that, honestly. But
calling me names, whatever. And I removed the video because I said to myself, this is not worth the beef. It is not worth me constantly talking about it because I don't want to be.
How's it going, Lich? Okay, yeah.
Obligatory.
I knew it was a popular video, but
about how Silent Rob's crashing out because I could have very easily done that, and I could very.
I didn't think it was that popular.
Very easily do nothing.
Guess what? I don't know. I watched it the one time and then probably never looked back.
And make fun of him because apparently, according to fellow YouTubers, he's addicted to some kind of drug, and that's making him basically, beg people for money, or it's basically just ruining his life. And it apparently, in order to talk to Rob before he crashed out and deleted his channel, you had to pay him like $8 in order to even like type. A good learning experience for all of you YouTubers. In fact, in the previous video, I actually had a guy come in and be like, hey, I just started my YouTube stuff. Can you come in and give me some feedback or whatever? And look, I want to give a message to that guy and everybody else listening who is either starting out on YouTube or really wants to become...
I skipped ahead, by the way, in case you're...
YouTube, but just have like a fan base. Maybe get like 100,000 subscribers or something. Do not let drugs, alcohol, other stuff influence your YouTube channel in negative ways, I should say.
Oh, well, that's good advice, obviously. I'm going to stop on that guy's video. I'll have to watch more of it. I mean, he's not really saying anything that I haven't said. I think I don't know. But it was interesting to hear his perspective about how they had the beef over the whole PC thing, because I guess Rob wasn't understanding stuff and he wasn't very receptive of the feedback or anything like that. So,
Not only does Drunken Punk.
Oh, Drunken Punk, I remember him. Wow, that dude. Oh, geez, let's watch this.
Yeah, dude, it was unbelievable.
Took it down immediately.
Yeah, he took it down immediately. But not only did Punk not apologize or admit wrong or any of things a grown-ass man would do, things that me and Asa have done months ago, he doubles down on it. He's like, I swear to God, people that were there heard it. This motherfucker's like, he's like, I'll make fun of your retarded daughter if I want. Fuck your retarded daughter. He starts doing impressions of his daughter. Starts making fun of my girlfriend. Starts making fun of my YouTube page, my YouTube videos. Just bringing down my entire life and everybody I've ever met. That's what happened on that fucking stream. I saw it. Asa saw it.
Hey, what's up, Axel? Yeah, it's always the drugs. Yeah, that's sad, man. It's sad. I mean, he was a little unhinged before that, I think, unless he was lying about when he actually was on the drugs and did it a lot sooner than that. From what I understand, it was definitely a lot more recent, within the last couple of years or so, I guess. COVID. I mean, COVID has made a lot of people go through a lot of crazy shit, a lot of crazy experiences. So just another casualty of that, you know, like the aftermath of everything that we've all had to deal with COVID, you know. It really changed the world. Okay, this is the post that this is the post that Muta had on there. I'll see if I can zoom in.
Whoa.
Whoops, hold on. Mute that. I'm trying to zoom in here. Not zoom in that much though, jeez. Can I pan it? There we go. Okay. Yeah, I'm just scrolling through it here. Yeah. Because obviously Muta had redacted some stuff for, YouTube reasons, I'm sure, which, hey, I'm on YouTube, so maybe stuff will happen with this stream, possibly, I guess. We'll see. I'm pretty sure I have a local recording thing. If so, maybe I can just edit something. I probably won't, though, honestly. So. Okay. Well, this must be a very new Reddit because, like, shit, that's all there is. Yeah, it was created today. Wow. Damn. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna join this Reddit. I want to keep an eye on it. I'm just curious now, like, so wild. Let's take a look at some of the other videos here. I'll just search Silent Rob again, see if there's another one. Dude or whatever that he said something. King Nobody. That's just keep that in mind, ain't it?
Hey YouTube, it's me here once again.
He changed his username.
So, I feel like
I recognize him though. That's him.
I should apologize to my viewers because this is going to be another video about my old buddy Silent Rob, and I realize that the vast majority of the people who watch my videos aren't going to have any clue what in the hell I'm talking about, so I'm really sorry. I got a new video coming out here in a couple days that's going to be
I'm pretty sure this is him.
My normal
yeah,
style.
You're right. Okay.
And well, normal for me style. So just stick around for a couple more days. But I know a lot of you do know exactly what I'm talking about because you were there, and you know that this guy's a pretty important person in my life as far as YouTube is concerned. So that's why I choose to talk about it. My buddy Silent Rob closed his channel last night. Didn't see that one coming. I know he had threatened to do that here several times over the last few weeks, but I didn't think he would actually do it. He fucking did it. Wow. Yeah, I still really can't wrap my mind around it. It's crazy to me. But I gotta admit, my feelings on this are a little bit mixed because, as you guys know, I am an old school YouTuber. I've been doing this for 18 years. I've had a lot of fun with this channel over the last couple years, but as far as I'm concerned, YouTube from 2010 to, or from 2007 to 2010, that's always going to be my era. To me, that's always going to be, you know, the best era of YouTube. And there
the
are a whole lot of
OGs.
YouTubers who are around today who made videos during that era. Rob was one of the very few true blue old school YouTubers from that period of time who was still making shit. So for that reason, I am sad to see another classic old school YouTuber go. But at the same time, he needed to go. He was just becoming more and more of a trash fire every day. Watching his recent stuff that he's been posting over the last couple of months, it was like watching a really bad reality show. It was starting to feel like watching Cops minus the cops.
I'll have to see if I can find some of these videos you're talking about.
Fire after another with him, and he needed to go because it was pretty much guaranteed to go downhill from here. And you know, but my friendship with him aside, it's hard to watch this once great YouTuber just kind of hit rock bottom. And I'm glad we don't have to see it. Or maybe we already did see it. I don't know. Yeah, I'm shocked. I can't believe he fucking did it. I remember like 4 or 5 years ago, Asa deleted a whole bunch of his videos. He deleted all the RARs and the One View Wonders and the Master Paint Theaters. He deleted a whole bunch of shit.
I remember a lot of those.
I remember talking to Rob at the time, and Rob was just completely aghast. Like, he just could not believe that Asa would delete all those videos. Like, he just couldn't understand it. He was like, I can't believe he deleted 10 years of hard work. And then here he goes and just fucking deletes his whole channel. So,
yeah.
I don't know. It's just, you know, it's crazy to me. And I don't know. I can't imagine what he's going to do because, like, so much of his life revolved around YouTube. You know, he got so much validation from YouTube. And I don't know. I just can't think of what else he's going to do with his life because YouTube's really the only thing in his life that he's really had any success with. So I can't really think of what he's going to do next. I do have a feeling though that he'll be back soon. It seems to me that him deleting his channel was a pretty impulsive thing. I know Rob doing something impulsive, never. But,
yeah.
I get the feeling in probably a few days or so that he's going to realize that he screwed up big time and try and come back. I mean, obviously, if he does come back, I mean, there's no way he's going to get to where he was before. I mean, I know he was frustrated for a long time because his channel wasn't really growing, but I mean, you can't really grow your channel when your entire channel revolves around, hey, remember how cool it was on YouTube during the Bush administration? So I don't know.
Yeah, got a point there.
Rob has become so unhinged and unpredictable these days.
Got a point.
I wouldn't be surprised if he took his testicles off and made earrings out of them. I mean, nothing he is going to do will surprise me these days, so we'll just see what happens. But, yeah, I guess I should congratulate Minute World because apparently your video that you made the other night was the straw that broke the camel's back for him. So, yeah, way to go, Minute World. Minute World, I know you were a big Silent Rob fan back in the day. Like, how do you think you would feel like if you went back in time and told your younger self?
Oh yeah, Blonde Guy Gamer. Yeah, I remember him.
Why Rob closed his
I haven't talked to him in a long time. Jedi. I briefly remember him.
Apparently you were like the main thing that caused it. So I don't know. I also start to think about the drama that Asa and I got into years ago. Because a lot of you remember me and Asa got into this big, stupid, crazy drama war against Silent Rob and Drunken Punk.
Oh, yeah. And, I remember this.
Today, Punk's account got closed several years ago. And now Rob's account's closed. So Punk's gone, Rob's gone, but Asa and I are still around. So, hey, Asa, I guess we won that drama we got into like 8 years ago. Isn't that awesome? It only took us like almost a decade. So, fuck yeah. So, anyway, that's really all I got to say. I hope the guy gets his life together. And, if he does, hopefully he'll come back to YouTube and make videos that don't suck, but we'll see. And, again, sorry to most of my viewers out there, because, again, I know most of you have no idea what in the hell I'm talking about.
Oh, there he is.
Like I said, a couple days
the gaming goose. The goose is loose. Shoot, I haven't seen him in forever. All I gotta do is talk about some old-ass YouTube drama bullshit to get some people to show up. How's it going? Yeah, I was just watching King Nobody, who used to go by Just Keep That in Mind. He hasn't changed much at all. Just a little older and heavier set, like a lot of us, I suppose. Well, except for me, I went the opposite direction, older and skinnier. But yeah. Let me see about Asa. See how he's going there. So I know he did some videos. Okay. Yeah, actually commented. He didn't respond. See, me and Asa had beef like a long time ago, so it's possible my comment might not even appeared for him. But let's see here. Yeah, that's the one where he saw about that. He did an AI song, probably parodying Rob, of course. This is one he did, I guess, after his channel closed. So this is his. Let's watch it.
So, I was just informed that Silent Rob has shut down his channel on YouTube. Is it for good? Potentially. Will he return? Conceivably. But did he go down like a little bitch? That's for certain. Let's read his goodbye letter to the world. For the better part of 18 years, I put my nose to the grindstone, paid my dues, and made thousands of videos, considered by some to be some of the funniest content out there, while my channel got completely buried in the algorithm. I don't know, Rob. You were lazy, you took lots of shortcuts, kind of like I'm doing right now by playing Oregon Trail while I read your surrender notice to the world. You didn't pay anything either.
I love the new Oregon Trail.
People money that you'll never pay back.
But
so the idea
nothing will beat the OG.
Anyone is laughable. Let's continue reading here. As I was making what ultimately became my last video tonight, perish the thought. Against a notoriously racist troon we constantly had issues with on FDU, people begged me to get rid of for over a year, and an autistic effing R-word who loved me to the point of wanting to F my B 6 months ago, but now hates me, who sounds like he has a chocolate-covered D for a tongue openly attacking a child. Christ, these run-on sentences are murder.
I honestly don't know why.
Rob
just is what it is.
The ability to make similes that make sense. This is just sad. As sad as a voyage to Oregon City with you would be for me in 1849, Rob. I sat there and looked around wondering why I'm even bothering. Know what I saw when I looked around? I saw a bunch of damn backstabbers playing both sides like that Muffin Cake's F-word who spent 18 years pointing out random point parts in my vids cause tism, I guess. You know, Rob, that Muffin Cakes guy could have not given you 18 years of viewership. If anything, that proves that he was interested enough in your content that he came back time and time again to show you support. It's not his fault that you now blame your audience for never making it into the big leagues. Why don't you blame your lack of constancy, your erratic behavior online, your constant bridge burning?
He said constancy. It should be consistency, but yeah.
Etc., etc.
I get it.
And you certainly don't seem to blame the many drugs you've taken over the years. You know,
so, a lot is developed, Goose, if you're just randomly popping in. You could check out the VOD afterwards if you want to see my stream. And then I've got a link in the description to a video from Muta, SomeOrdinaryGamers. You know, he's obviously a pretty big channel now. He's got like more subs than everybody in here combined easily. No problem. And pretty much everybody we discussed, except for like, I guess AVGN or something like that, you know. But anyways, he did a video because I guess I never knew that he was actually a fan of Rob's at the time. I don't know if he kept that on the DL or something, which that's kind of interesting because I wonder, because I know Rob beefed over Alpha Omega Sin over not shouting him out, but I don't remember him. But then again, that was probably like, I hadn't talked to Rob in years at that time, so I wouldn't have been aware of that. But yeah.
Ability and humility would have done you wonders. And I also saw 46 members, 46 people who bothered to pay the equivalent of a small meal at McDonald's out of the almost 10 million who enjoyed my shit over 18 years.
Yeah, you can wait for the VOD too if you just want to hear my commentary along with
you
it.
You may have gotten a total of 10 million views on your channel as a whole, but I would never believe you ever had an audience of 10 million people. Add in people who like your content so much they watch it multiple times when people are shown your videos but they click away. There's no way in hell you've ever had 10 million people watching you. This is just delusional. As delusional as believing that your content is worth paying $8 a month for, when there are just so many free channels that offer everything from animations to actual content that doesn't just involve lazily pointing a camera at your face while you drive around aimlessly listening to Bee Gees. Rob, you are not Mr. Beast. You are not AVGN. Right now, even Minute World's videos are currently more interesting and more fun to watch than yours are. You should really start to evaluate that you're not that in a bag of chips anymore.
I wish. No, I ain't got no muscle. It's just, I just lost fat. Yeah, I won't get into it though. I mean, it's.
You really aren't worth a small value meal at McDonald's. By the way, kind of douchey
Jedi got
minimize
buff.
The money your viewers have to decide whether to pay you or not. You don't respect the value of $8, clearly. But why would you? You've had people donate you $500 3 times in a row in streams, and you repaid those very people by telling them to suck a dick. You begged David for money over and over again, and you never valued the fact that at one point he was willing to let you shake him down for loose change. You're a scumbag, Rob. An ungrateful scumbag at that. I sure as fuck didn't see anyone sticking up for me after I stuck up for them for years or took time out of my life to talk these guys down off the edge. Yeah, you charged them money for the privilege, dude. Maybe it would seem like a favor worth repaying if repayment wasn't always measured in dollars as it always seems to be with you. I'm sitting around since 2007 begging for fucking crumbs, never getting one decent opportunity thrown my way in almost 2 decades, and whenever I did try to better my life, most of these fuckers spazzed out. You've been sitting around since 2007 begging. That's where it stops. That's literally the only true statement you made right there. Crumbs? Dude, you've had streams where you won literally hundreds of dollars. The hell are you even talking about? And Muta, you had Muta there to boost your numbers, and you didn't appreciate his contribution. You did nothing but burn bridges and act like you were owed a living. What part of doing fentanyl was supposed to have bettered your life, huh? The only spaz here was you. You wanted to get famous for doing as little as humanly possible. You wanted to be online famous. Now you see that it was never a viable source of income in a space where popularity is key. Thinking you're the hottest ticket on Earth is not the same as actually being the hottest ticket on Earth. The internet at large has spoken. They aren't interested in what you are quite literally trying to sell them.
Yeah,
Worse,
that's a realization that a lot of us have had a long time ago.
And that paying you will only make you buy more drugs. So, that which doesn't guarantee that you'll continue being motivated. You see what the problem is? And then you compare yourself to Spoonie. Dude, you are not Spoonie. He cultivated his audience. He even went to cons, did stand-up for them. At least for a moment, he was putting in the effort. At least in the beginning he was. Well, don't worry, because nobody has to
Yeah,
ever
and it's
deal
kind of
with
sad
me
about the
again,
whole
both
Spoonie thing. Like, he had a different downturn entirely, but and he attacked a lot of his fans too. But yeah, as far as I know, nothing crazy like this. At least, you know, his main thing was having mental illness problems, being Twitter addicted, and being on the booze and whatnot.
both online and soon to be offline too once I find a dealer with a bag. I've been struggling and getting absolutely effing nowhere with that page for years, when I deserved way effing more than what I was given. You never valued what you were given, Rob. In fact, you bit the hand that fed you multiple times. It's hard for people to root for that. And don't do the suicide-threatening bull crap. That's a bitch move and you know it. It's low, it's cheap, and it's almost on the same level as falsely claiming you have cancer and trying to milk people for the sympathy. Stop it. Get some help.
Oh, speaking of which, that sounds like something that Boogie... Oh, shoot, Boogie, yeah. Now, there's a crash shot right there if you're not familiar. Boogie2988, wow. Holy shit, that... Oh, what the heck? Why was it doing that glitching shit? I don't even know what video... Oh, is it this one here that's actually highlighting? I don't know. That's weird. The Daily Show clip, I think. Yeah, whatever.
There's your problem right there. You won't do what is required for you to continue getting the recognition and money that you are hoping for. You are all take and no give. I've been contemplating killing myself for a while, and these thoughts started creeping into my head. Yearly, then monthly, then weekly, and it's every day now. It might be today, hope so. Too chicken shit to give him a chance. Silent Rob 2007 to 2025. Dude, that's so bitch made, bro. Telling people you're gonna hand-hero yourself, or unalive yourself, as people prefer to say these days, that's pure gaslighting and manipulation bullshit.
Well, that's a TikTok thing, honestly.
I once had a lot more respect for you. Now I don't even want to complete this playthrough on Oregon Trail with you. You make me sick, Rob. Instead, here's my low-effort Suno AI song for you.
Oh, it's a crack at him apparently doing AI songs, like, I think most recently when he was uploading stuff.
Out in the poverty-stricken Ohio, there lived a talentless $5 man.
$5 man.
Day after day he would copy the stylings of Archfiend and Armic without his own plan.
Which is funny because him and Archfiend beef too.
Along with the punch he received at GameStop, earned him a jump in his YouTube subscribers, though he was as talented as a doorstop. One night he chose to start charging his crowd like a $2 a night dating whore. Unashamed and unhinged, he would cry and he'd whinge, so his viewers would pay him just $3 more.
Yeah, that's all I'm playing. It's you know, AI stuff, but jeez. Oh man. Yeah. Okay, we'll give it a like. I'm pretty sure that's the end of the video. Pretty sure it is, yeah. Because he actually uploaded the song separately on there. Okay. Wonder if he uploaded anything else about him. Oh yeah, Silent Rob fabricates evidence. That's crazy that they beefed this whole time. Well, they probably kind of went back and forth, I'm sure. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it pretty much wraps things up, I guess. I mean, I guess I could spend all night looking at stuff on here, but I mean, what else is there really to say about this? You know, it's just another sad outcome. You know, you either die the hero or live your. Well, I fucked that line up. You either die the hero or live long enough to see yourself become the victim. You know, just like it is said in The Dark Knight. So it is what it is, I guess. Although I guess there's also the outcome of like you could just kind of sail off into the sunset, you know, which I guess that's part of the dying a hero part of things. But yeah, I'd like to thank everybody that stopped in live, that commented, of course, Gaming Ghosts, Axel Blaze, Abby. I appreciate your commentary that you had from earlier, Lich Azazel. Got Jojamon, he was here. I think that was it. Pretty sure. And then everybody that's watching on the VOD. Yeah, Rob will probably do something even more stupid in the future. I hope not. I mean, if he reach out to me and wanted to talk, I talk with him. You know, I mean, like that beat from that was over 7 years ago. Like I really don't give a shit, honestly. But definitely needs help of some kind. Definitely some rehab if he's not in the middle of that already. And you know, in my expose video, I did a fake diagnosis of him, or I forgot how exactly it was. It's an unlisted video. You can find it on my channel if you really want to watch it. But yeah, it was just crazy, and just not the outcome you'd want to have when you're on the internet. Like I said, if you want to watch my stuff that I've been doing, I've got a link tree in the description. It's got my content. I don't really do gaming stuff for the most part nowadays, although I'm actually going to probably start pretty soon, and it'll be on this channel when I do. But the other channel's non-gaming stuff, and it's going to be pretty spicy stuff. Very adversarial to some people, so just be respectful if it's not the kind of content that you're into, or just don't check it out. But it's there if you want to see it. So but yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. That's gonna be the last line for you.